Welcome everybody to what episode? We're in episode 4?
Yeah.
Episode 4 of the Coach's Corner crew. We're back after the Christmas and New Year's holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all you guys.
Oh, it was so long.
And we were originally, today is the 13th, it's Monday, January 13th. We were going to do an episode last Monday, but the snow canceled everything on us. So we're back in action, ready to go, get started for 2025. Got a lot of good things. We got Rob finally here. We don't have to have his picture on the wall tonight. We got him in person. Rob Cowen. And of course, everybody knows Brandon.
Oh, yes.
He's in the first time in the studio.
Time.
What do you guys think of the studio?
I do like studio.
Beautiful.
Beautiful downtown
Not big.
Connersville.
It's not
Beautiful
all big.
downtown Connersville,
I'm
west
here for the
side.
decor. I'm here for the decor.
Actually, when you're on this side of town, you're on west side.
Yeah,
West
it's
side.
big
West
time.
They have,
We're on
they
the
get upset.
right side of
in
the railroad tracks.
Big time.
Yeah, you get on the wrong side of the tracks here.
We don't need
West
that.
side.
Things get
Yeah.
started. We got another Connersville guy in the other room. We might see him here in a little bit. He might stick his head. Some call him Santa Claus. And we may have him stick in. I think he's doing a sales call. But no, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
Happy New Year again to everybody. How did your Christmases and New Year's go?
Not too bad.
Not bad.
Good.
I wore my flip flops
Yeah,
on
you're right.
Christmas Day.
Oh, shit.
What is that?
Oh, no! Where is that?
Yeah, I don't know. You just
Oh, it got the early traditional early throw. Does Tanny know you have this?
Yeah, Latanya.
Brandon Cowan knows.
I paid my $5 on his food.
Brandon Cowan knows it's here.
Everybody who watches the show or who goes to Frank County knows what these are. The chuck it
Yeah, let's
up.
go on.
Here's the man who goes the early throw. Sometimes it's one about that long.
Whoever puts the tape down, I tell them every time, I said, watch out, Rob Cowan's about to throw a duck at you.
Okay.
I said, don't matter who you are, there will be an early duck. I said, you better watch your head because it's coming.
And you always say Rob Cowan with the early throw.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But, and you guys, and the first note, the Chuck-a-Duck is Frank County High School's way to raise money for cancer research.
Yep.
And it's done a great job. Tanya, she's really the spearhead of it, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sliding in there a little bit more now,
Okay.
helping her out, but it's definitely it takes more than just me or just her. It's definitely a multi-person job.
Well, it started with Denny's.
Denny started it.
Yeah.
Because they used to do the Beavers, I think, of Bluffton. They did for something like
Okay,
that.
that's right, they
And
did.
he came up with the duck thing, and it was approved, and that's kind of how it went from there.
I say last year we raised close to $3,500 just for the beat cancer game alone off those ducks. I mean, dollar duck at a game. Brandon Ball at Hilltop in Brookville was generous enough to donate gift cards for the whole entire year for
Year-long
all.
sponsor.
And he's done it. I think it's his second or third year consecutive doing every single game. So I mean, he gives us a bunch of gift cards, and I mean, just glad to have people in the community that want to help out. I mean,
Wow.
Before that, it was Pete did, Skyline, El Reparo, everybody gave stuff, but he said I want to do all of it. So
Well, and but there was some controversy with the duck throw this week.
there was.
At Sunday night, did you guys know the controversy?
There was
Yeah.
controversy.
It was
Did you know who won?
Oh, yeah, he always wins.
Rob Allen won.
I won.
Oh, you said
I just
Kaiser
couldn't
did.
say my own name.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I threw the duck. I'd won it a few years ago.
It said Travis
It's there.
Sager.
I'm like,
More legit.
it's there.
So did you send
We're
it
not
to Dave?
pulling
or
a ticket
Dave?
out.
No, I said it. Dave Kaiser, Dave's our scorekeeper. I didn't want to say my own name. I didn't want to get booed by all these guys.
Well, we would.
And so I said Dave Kaiser, and he looked at me like, did I even throw? He literally, I don't think he threw that night. And he goes, I said, yeah, Dave, you won. And then I explained it to him. We always have a year-end dinner together, us guys who work it. We're going to put it toward that.
There we go.
But Chuck-a-Duck's a great thing. Thanks for helping. Tanya,
schools are
shout
trying
out
to do
to
it.
you.
Connersville started doing
Yeah.
it. Talawanda does it. Connersville.
Oldenburg,
Greensburg.
South Ripley does it
Greensburg.
too. But they do it. They have like a kiddie pool with like a big stick, and you try, or it's like a big stick, and you try to get closest to that. But a
So
lot of
Batesville does too, or Greensburg does too.
somebody else
They got a
does it.
pirate flag or something in the middle.
Yeah, other schools have been implementing it in their schools. Like I said, it's a great research or for cancer research, and we're kicking that beat cancer stuff off big time right now. We're about to launch our shirts. The toilet got delivered today. The first company in
Oh,
Brookville,
yeah.
the ugliest thing, but it's a good time. So
It's a great
Oh,
thing.
maybe I was ready to go again or something.
And hey, and we forgot to say we don't have Wes with us tonight.
Yeah.
We're missing old Wes. He had family obligations. So Wes, we miss
Steady on,
you.
girl. Steady
We
on.
might hand off to tonight.
And
Rob, hand off to
we
Rob.
got Travis.
See fumble time.
And we got Brandon. We got everybody. Yeah, we're just gonna miss Wes a little bit.
Tacky glove.
But guys, I tell you what, to get started with the thing, watch out, Travis. You'll get the.
Hey, can I say one thing, Rob Allen?
Yeah.
Shout out Tara Lay,
Oh.
54th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Tara.
She's a fan of the show, fan of Franklin County athletics since
Yes,
day
big
one,
time.
and probably the best McDonald's worker that's ever been.
Legendary.
She's been there since day one.
It's day one.
Legendary.
Yeah, so
She gets a blue wave.
Oh, blue wave.
Wave.
There you go.
and it takes a lot for her to miss games or something, or unless she has a bowling match.
Yeah.
or something.
Well, it
Or bocce ball.
Bocce ball.
Yeah.
But hey, we're going to get started then, as we got a lot to catch back up on since we've been away from y'all in a ways. And let's just get quickly in, because it's still, we're at almost mid-season. The boys' season, hey, we don't need to recap every single game since the last time we talked. They were able to get 2 wins in the Mitchell tournament.
Yep.
And where is that?
South of Bloomington.
That's
I believe.
southwest of Bloomington.
Because that's a haul.
Yeah,
down there.
Stephen played there in AAU soccer, and it took us. We stayed in Bloomfield that night before.
So you
Yeah.
go.
Well,
Which is
They got-
south of Bloomington.
Yeah.
They played 3 games,
They
didn't
played 3. They won the first, lost the second, won the third. They went 2 games on that, I think Friday or whatever it was, and 1 game on that Saturday. I forget what days it were, but they were close. They did good. I mean, I think that was a good kind of bounce back for them. I mean, heck, just from the last game they had against Oldenburg, they've lost 5 now, 5 points or less.
You know, it's
And 4 of them being conference games, that hurts a lot for your conference mentality. But I mean, their free throws have been killing them. I mean, I know Mark's been saying that for a while now, but if you look at those numbers of those games, they were shooting basically under 50% for the charity stripe, losing
Oh, yeah.
5 points or less. It hurts them, but they're working on it. I know they are. They're getting the right things done, and there's some good games coming up this week. They got Union County Wednesday. That's rescheduled from Friday, and they play East Central Saturday, JV noon tip, and then both those are home too. So
yeah.
Be there.
it'll be good games.
And hey, Kreider boys, Steve Kreider,
going
Ben
down.
Kreider, Sam Kreider. We still want to have you on the show, but it's going to be a little tough. You know, I got to announce your names on Saturday, and I don't know how friendly I'll do it.
No,
But, I've had to do it with Sam
Names,
before
and I tried to
in
say
baseball,
okay.
but yeah, hey, we're going to all be glad to be together and
We
watch
still
some
love
good
you.
games.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, they've had a rough season. to
Their
start
varsity,
with.
I think, is 1-7
Yeah.
right now. They've had a rough start, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're young. They're very young.
Mm-hmm.
Very young team again. I mean, just I was looking at stats today on Max Press with boys and girls, but yeah, they're a young team.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know what, guys? All of us have been around basketball, whether parents playing, refereeing, and everything, coaching, obviously. Just that, okay, like we've said about the point differential, and how just a shot here, a shot there makes the difference of them, not just 1 or 2 wins. Well, we're talking about 4 wins.
4 or 5,
And
yeah.
it's just one of them things that as a coach, I know Mark's obviously stressing this, and I know how I would have stressed it, or any of us here who coaches. You just got to hang in there, because that tide can turn, and it's hard to make those games back up. They're gone. They're over with. But just hanging in there, and then the next shots start going your way, and then you win those games, and you always feel better ending the year with those wins
Yes.
than you end the year poorly and remember, beginning of the year we won those games. You want to win them all, but still, end the year good. It's going to be fine. They got a long season yet to
Long
play.
way.
Yeah.
So we're anxious for the Union County game and the East Central game. And hang in there, guys. Hang in there, Mark. Hang in there, coaches. Hang in there, players. We're behind you like always. We always say that, but we are. And, sometimes I forget. Landon Johnson's nephew, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I always kind of forget the relation there.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife and his mom are sisters.
Okay.
Be your sister-in-law?
So it'd be my sister-in-law.
Hey. That's all right. They look a lot alike. They look a lot alike sometimes.
They should.
But but the boys' seasons, you know, and Connersville, give a shout out. We went to the Connersville-Oldenburg game,
We did.
and that was an interesting game because
Bad
honestly, I thought Connersville was going to take that.
Yeah.
Rob was there, Mike was
That
there,
was,
Brian O'Neill, our buddy, came with us. We was there.
I forgot to ask some people to go, and I apologize again.
Sorry, Travis would have been there.
Sarah, Ruby, sorry.
Hell, they were
Still
partying.
Gracie.
They were partying it.
Yeah, they was at Walmart that night, so I didn't want to bug them.
We went to the Oldenburg game the next day.
Yeah,
Against Franklin County.
but
Yeah.
honestly, I thought when Connersville,
Connersville came out flat, I thought.
they did,
Yeah.
and when the thing that surprised me in that game, and not to just talk too much about Connersville, but we like to cover any of the teams, Oldenburg, Connersville. The thing that surprised me about that game was, okay, Connersville upped the defensive pressure, but it wasn't super crazy.
No.
But the pressure on the guards really, Oldenburg really struggled with
Struggle
that.
getting the ball half
And
court.
that's not to pick on the guards or
Yeah.
whoever, but it really shocked me how that game turned that quick.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter just.
Yeah,
From an eight-point lead
Found the
to-
right thing to be
Yeah.
doing, and
that one shocked me.
yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew Franklin County would struggle against them because they got the good size. Oldenburg does.
Even though they did a great
play
job,
post.
they did a good job of keeping him under control too, though.
Yeah, how many he won?
I don't know what he ended up getting, but I know they
It
did.
does.
Yeah,
I want to say 15. It was
He
15.
came out.
Yeah.
He got hot there for a while.
Yeah, I don't want to overdo it.
I said he came out hot. We got in a little bit of foul trouble with Allen and Van Oven, trying to throw other kids in there to guard him. But like I said, those are your, besides Ralph, those are basically your two tallest kids. Campy was trying to go after him a little bit, help him out. He got hurt with his knee, but he kept playing through it.
He still put up like 22.
He had a great. He was shooting really well. But
Some
and with that game, I don't know about you guys. I think we talked about it already once, but them baby blue uniforms.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
them.
wait a minute,
Oh,
that's
that'd be
brand
The
new.
new-
They
the
are.
new uniform.
I know we got them in the past.
It was new at Oldenburg.
brand,
They were
we got
new.
Denzo for.
Oh, they look good.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
you might see them at a game here sooner or later, maybe.
Well,
Like
I-
Wednesday?
No, not that soon. Not that soon.
Well,
Friends-
they-
I know when they're coming, but I can't spoil that.
Well,
I wanna
and we
keep you guys
don't-
on edge.
I better not divulge too much, but Mark Foster, we're talking to you this time. I look a lot like North Carolina. He's a big North Carolina.
They are.
Yeah. But they actually had the light blue years ago.
Yeah, they did at one time, yes,
But
we did.
I think they're great.
Football we used
Let's say the
I did
problem
not like the helmet.
with IHSA, if you were an alternate uniform for a home game, you have to fill out a form
Oh, yeah.
and get that approved by the IHSA, and you're only allowed to do it one time a season.
Okay.
So on an away game like that case, they can wear it because it could be their away uniform.
Yeah.
But when you're the home team and you don't wear white, you have to get it approved. You have to inform the other school so they know in advance. But it's like the Oldenburg. I didn't know it was coming out the Oldenburg game. I was very surprised. I was like, oh, cool. Like I got excited, and they were very clean, crisp uniforms. They
Can
looked
it be
really
like a
good.
light gray also, right? A white or what? Light
I
gray?
think anything that's not white, you have to get approved. But you're like I said, you're only allowed to do it one time a year, one
Yeah.
time a season.
Had to look good for the game of the week on the radio.
Yeah,
I tell you
On
what,
the radio.
Rob would remember it.
On the
Brandon
radio.
wasn't even born yet.
probably not.
Travis was young. We've already established his age. He's young.
A young
But
baby.
do you remember, for you folks who maybe weren't around at the beginning of Franklin County High School, and I think they only wore them 2 years, maybe 3, but the home uniform was like a dull gray.
Dirty
Yes.
gray.
The home uniform
Dirty
was that
gray,
way.
yes.
Football too.
And it was kind of,
The football
Odd.
games were
Remember
good.
that?
yeah.
Yeah, it was all right
Yeah.
first couple times, but
I
that
wore 'em.
kind of looked
Yeah.
grungy after
Yeah.
a while, in my opinion.
But they didn't wear them long, then they got some white ones and stuff
Hey
like
Rob, I
that.
got to ask you a question. You didn't say anything about Rob's hat.
No, we're getting to that.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're going to get to that. That
See, I
doesn't,
didn't pull this
that
thing out
doesn't go unnoticed.
Clean it,
Okay.
clean it is.
Nothing with, in fact, we even got
Guys
the
just
Greyhound
stared at
ball
it
up there.
Beautiful, ain't it?
Yeah, nice.
Me and Rob got a little bit to say about that.
I almost had a
Real
Monroe
quick.
Central like that.
You almost
Uh,
did have a North Central.
All right, let's get on now with
Okay.
girls. Season's getting over, guys. Only about 5 more
Sectional
games.
dolls under 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
5 games, Travis.
I think it's 5, yeah.
And let's just say this real quick, and then we're going to go to the other things. They played the number 1 team in the state the other night, Greensburg Pirates, number 1 in
3A.
3A. Yes, they're a great team.
17
Oh, yeah.
or 16
They're-
overall.
They got size, they got speed, they're
They got
skilled,
everything.
they got everything.
Yep.
good luck to them. We're done with them. Unless
Unless we get a
they are
sectional.
sectional.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We'll
We
beat
might not be
them on
done
the
with
final game of the section and win it all.
Yeah,
So we're gonna beat them.
that'd be great.
Hey, it'd be
great.
Great.
So, hey, okay, yeah, Greensburg won the game, and that's it. That's enough of that.
No more.
They won the game. But you know what? Fill us in, Travis especially, girls, Waldron tournament champions.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you know, we know where Waldron is. We deliver out around there. Hey, you play in a holiday tournament, you might as well win the son of a gun. So fill us in on that tournament, because I didn't get to go, obviously. Rob, were you there?
No, I was working.
Did you go?
I watched it on Huddle live stream.
Okay.
I watched both games.
Fill us in on what was good and all that.
Yeah, I mean, they come out. I mean, they fired on all cylinders against Waldron. They looked really good. JV played Waldron. They actually had a really good game too. And the varsity team, I think it basically just boiled down to getting that comeback win against Union County. And putting the screws to them, and they was able to get it done. So they played really well and come away with the trophy. So.
In the Union County game, because we were all together at Union County
Yeah.
watching. And I remember a lot of times they had, and again, we don't ever want to talk one over, but I'm going to talk about inside play. They had Ruby a lot of times behind their inside players.
Yeah.
Now, was that a different strategy? Did we zone them this time, or did we play Ruby in front of those players, or what was different there?
They've been playing a lot more zone, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just in general, pretty much every game. I think I've only seen them go to man one quarter, third quarter. Who was that again? They come out third quarter going man. Can't remember. They've mainly been playing zone defense, and it's actually.
seems like
I'm not
it's working.
I'm not a big zone defense guy, but I mean they've been making it work. I mean they're doing a
Well,
good job at it. So.
with their personnel and the size and different things. And granted, that's funny. Mike would know this, remember this. See, I was a zone guy. I loved coaching zone defense.
Yeah.
I wasn't a good man-to-man player, so I wasn't a very good man-to-man coach.
Yeah.
Stay between your guy and the basket. Stay between, try to not overplay and this, that, and the other. But that's not teaching man-to-man real well. But I like zones. They're not for everybody, and it makes you vulnerable, especially in today's three-point. But I think the zone fits the team well. It kind of protects maybe Ruby a little in the middle and the size thing a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's great to go to Waldron. And I'm sure it meant a lot to the kids. I saw their pictures, and it looked like they were excited and they were happy.
Pumped up.
And I mean, that's a good thing. Anytime you go, and there's more important things than collecting a trophy.
Oh yeah.
But also, it's a thrill when you've had your ups and downs, when you go and you can get something positive. And around the holidays, you're putting your time with, you're busy around the holidays anyway, the family and the kids. So you go down, you have a good time. It means a lot to the team.
Oh yeah.
So great job, Waldron, champs, coaches, Kyle and all the coaches and all the players. And did the JV only have like one game, or were they in a little tournament too?
I believe they just played one game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Huff,
Yes.
do you remember a significant tournament win that you were MVP of?
Turbo. Holiday Classic.
We were,
Had
and
my
that's,
career high there.
you had two big games.
Two points.
2 points or
No.
That was my career high till that game. I believe if they kept stats, I probably shot maybe 25 threes in one of the games.
And we, it was wild.
Yeah.
And
I made 7.
There you go.
he had big point totals.
Yes, and I remember that. It was great. Yeah.
When we get into our
MVP?
CYO
MVP.
episodes, that's going to be, he was
Yeah.
the MVP. And that was a tradition for the CYO team.
Robert
We would go play at this Terre Haute tournament. We did it for years.
Terry?
And, oh boy, when we get into the CYO episodes, we'll get into that. But since we were talking about tournaments, I wanted to give my man back there.
The man.
MVP. Let me go.
Kind of reminds me of Ewing Oil softball.
You and all softball.
You
Yeah.
know softball. We
Yeah.
shoot to the
Yeah.
flag. Yep.
But them tournaments are fun.
Yeah.
But when you're traveling and you're giving up your time, it's great to win.
Oh yeah.
But what's the girls' schedule coming up? I know we got
Senior
senior night,
Let's see.
Hagerstown.
Friday they're at Connorsville
Oh,
yeah.
at the
Up here.
bowl.
Yeah.
Who's all going Friday?
I'll be
I
there.
think we're all going.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday is senior night versus Hagerstown. Next week they have Thursday night against Shenandoah, and then that following Saturday, I believe it's a noon game. It's Talawanda at
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
and then they still have South Dearborn.
South Dearborn. Yeah.
That's there. That's the last game of the season before sectional. So, but that's what
We got five.
four,
six.
five games
Five
left.
games, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're sitting 7 and 10. I mean, I think all 5 are winnable games.
Oh,
for them,
shoot,
too.
yeah.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
What's
Yeah.
section like this year?
Sectional's at Lawrenceburg this year.
Lawrenceburg?
It's at Lawrenceburg this
We
year.
got
yeah.
all. Well, you guys will all be here. But I gotta make sure I can get myself down there.
You need to get down there, Rob.
Do we know where? Do you, me and Brandon maybe shouldn't divulge this? Do you know where sectional is for 2026?
I might have an idea.
Do you guys know?
We might.
I might have
We might have
an
an idea.
Let's just say
But
we're on.
we know how people like screwing things up, so we don't really know either.
Yeah, well, we won't go into it too much.
Yeah.
But let's just say
Yeah, as soon as
we all
you say
may have
something,
a
yeah.
vital part in it.
Let's hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
So, yeah, girls are at Lawrenceburg this year, and boys are at South Dearborn this year.
okay.
Oh, really?
I'll all be
And
down there.
sectional realignment. There's 6 teams in each now.
Oh, it should be in the
so
bowl,
it's us. It's Franklin County, Greensburg, Lawrenceburg, Batesville, South Dearborn, Jennings County is the 6th one now.
So EIAC and Jennings County section.
well, minus
Easy?
Yeah.
like 3
Pretty much
teams
all
there.
it is.
Connorsville had to go back north.
Connorsville's
Yeah.
out, Rushville's
That's-
out, and then East Central's still 4A, so they're above. But yeah, they had that conference or sectional realignments this year. So we're back down to 6. That's for boys and girls. It's the same 6 teams in both.
Which
of them.
makes
Okay.
it better. The 6 makes it better than being an odd number or more than 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the odd numbers. That's
No.
what first round buys. I mean, it's good. You get an extra day of rest,
Yeah.
but you also get an extra day of scouting and filming.
Yeah.
You can go to the games and watch who you're going to play, basically.
You know what? I want to take a little quick round table. You mentioned Doug comes. We always mention Doug a lot. He won't come on the podcast yet, but maybe someday. But let's talk quickly about buys. Buys in baseball, the playoffs, I think, is a disaster.
Yep.
Okay, the Chiefs got the bye, and they're a seasoned team, so maybe it doesn't affect them quite like it does some. But I'm still a believer that the bye is not always a good thing.
No, it's not.
It's very, when we played softball, and when you were playing against a team that had already played, and they had a win,
Right.
or they were pumped. It's, if you're good, you're good. Okay, you usually come out, but there is, to me, something about the advantage of
Extra
somebody
time
who's
off
already
sometimes
played.
hurts. The extra
Yeah.
time hurts.
Yeah.
Off sometimes hurts.
And in baseball, it's lethal because baseball is complete repetition. You are on schedules.
Yep.
You are in rhythm. You don't want to break that. Baseball is very much to stay. But I think it's serious in football. I think it's very important in basketball. It's a tricky thing, and
I'll say it's good. It's good and bad because, like you said, it's that. Yeah, you get the extra day of rest or whatever, but now you're going to go play a team that just played a game. They're going back to their normal routine of, hey, let's get healthy again. Let's take care of ourselves so we can go play ball again.
Yeah.
I mean, like football especially. Like everybody about the whole Chiefs thing. I get why they rested that week 18. I'm not going to go into that much, but now you're going 2 weeks
Yeah.
rest. How will that hurt you or not? That's what I don't know. Like I said, they're professionals. You know, they get paid. They're there because they get paid to do it. They're that good. I'm nowhere near that by any means.
well, it's
4-year letter winner in Football Manager.
You did good.
We'll stick there.
he's
But
got like we got some stories about
I
that.
remember at the game at South Dearborn, you had 16 balls in your hands and then a
I was
bag.
catching them too.
Yeah, he was. He was doing a good
But
job.
like I said,
he's the one that
Remember
sixth
that.
grade. Yeah.
7th grade year at Broad Ripple,
Here we go.
Tim Selm landed on me as a 7th grader. I'm not gonna lie, I love that guy to death. That hurt.
Can you
He's
walk?
all dead.
Can you walk?
I had a
straight?
soccer game the next morning and my legs were hurting. My ankles.
Is that what happened to you?
I got cleated in the ankle, flattened
He fell on
down.
Steven's team that year.
Yeah, I was also just not athletic by any means. Still not athletic by any means,
Oh,
but
you're okay, man.
that's why I play golf.
Well,
I love it.
Side.
to finish off about the girls and the high school segment. Oh, shout out real quick before we forget. This is Monday night. Tomorrow night, senior night for the wrestling team.
yeah.
Wrestlers.
Gets wrestling.
Have they already done the girls' senior night?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Or is there a girls' senior night?
So they will get to do their senior night tomorrow night because,
Okay.
with the new sanction of the IHSA sanctioning it. So it's actually, we just had girls regionals, which is, they don't have a semi-state for wrestling.
Yeah.
We had 3 girls go to regionals, no one made it out. But still, 5 girls on your team, 3 go to regionals. We're doing something
Do you
else.
not remember which 3 girls it is?
Lila Westerman, Sage Lysing, and Izzy McEwen Merritt were our 3 girls that went. They did a good job. I mean, representing. But so the 3 seniors for the girls are the managers. There's no senior girl that's an actual wrestler.
Correct.
The 3 are the managers right now. So they'll get recognized along with our 10 senior
I was
wrestlers.
going to say the wall's full of
There's
senior
10.
boys. And do you know anything, the boys' record right now or anything?
They've lost. I've only seen them lose 1. That was against East Central, the first match of the
First
year.
match.
They just actually did the Wayne County Invitational. They went 6-0 as a team. They didn't get crowned the champions because they had to miss 1 match because of the weather. But I don't know who won it. They had the Spartan Classic over break. They
Do we
did
have
really
a champion
good.
in that?
I think we had a champion or 2, maybe. I don't remember exactly. But I think right now what they're working with, as long as they can stay healthy, they have a really good lineup from
Well,
top to bottom.
and you know what? We don't always get Wes is always our wrestling
he's
guy.
really
wrestling.
But it seemed like the season for them just went so fast.
Yeah.
And things. Of course, they start a hair later, don't they?
I
I mean,
think,
because we already were in basketball.
they go quick, but I mean they've probably wrestled. I'd say each kid's probably had about 30 to 35 matches this year
Okay.
alone
Oh,
already.
jeez.
So they wrestle a lot. I mean, you go to these invitations where you're wrestling, you're wrestling 6 different guys minimum, if not more. So their records rack up quick. I mean, it doesn't look like they have a lot of matches, but when you look at the actual how many times they wrestle, it is a lot.
Well,
They do a lot.
congratulations to all those seniors. Tomorrow night, you deserve that recognition, and good luck as the season goes on. And how long till sectional for them?
Conference is this weekend,
Oh,
this
geez.
Saturday morning. I think sectionals is the week after that. We are hosting wrestling.
Wait a minute,
sectionals.
aren't we hosting again? Are we hosting again?
So conference is at South Dearborn, but sectionals is at Franklin County for wrestling this year.
And when is that? Because we got all these doubleheader games.
It might be 2 weeks. Let me look at.
'Cause we got 2 weeks.
If you ever want to get FC Athletics schedule, go to Event Link. We have a link on our website. It's awesome. Has day by day. It's amazing. Just if anybody doesn't know what that is, to go get it. So wrestling sectionals is Saturday, February 1st. So they'll have a week.
First.
They'll have a week in between conference. I think, right? Maybe.
That's always when you don't want to have the home basketball game that night. Because it is. I'm always told, tell everybody,
Get the
please
crap
leave
out.
the floor. We gotta get, not we, they gotta get set up. I just say the thing. But,
And we don't the night before, so that'll be nice.
Okay.
That Friday night will be nothing.
well, we got a podcast probably before that, so we'll wish out the wrestlers good luck again. But hey, seniors tomorrow night, good luck. And stuff, so.
Yeah.
Get
It'll
them.
be a good time.
Yeah.
Before we get on to, we're gonna talk about the pro playoffs real quick, and then we're gonna go, we're gonna talk about college first, and then the pros to end with.
Who they?
But let's go ahead and bring this up right now. You brought it up, that hat. The hat. Brookville High School,
Your hat,
folks.
not mine.
Right here,
Oh.
right here, right here.
Hey, Rob, can you explain what that stands for?
Yes, I do.
Can you explain
I'm gonna put it-
TV what it's for? Though?
No, I'm gonna abbreviate.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
okay.
put that up to the camera. It says BBC. We all know
I was gonna say.
baseball signed that ball.
You're probably on there somewhere.
You're on there. You're on there. Your name's
That
on
thing,
there.
you can't see that.
Rob's gonna put that in hiding like an egg, like underneath, like a mother chicken. Yeah. Look at him.
Oh, hold on.
That's your
Hold on, names.
Hey, look,
I don't want to touch the signatures. You know, that's a big faux pas. Don't touch the
no,
signatures.
don't.
Holy cow, folks, you can't see the signatures.
You can
But
see
that's
Coleman Collins on
probably,
there somewhere.
that's probably my senior year.
Yeah, it's 86. Yeah.
Okay. Rob was a junior
Yep.
when I was a senior.
That's sectional year.
And so we won sectional. I got my baseball jacket back there. I don't have my patch. My patch was on my so-called leather jacket.
Yeah,
I'm
me
putting
too,
that
me
out
too.
front. But we had our club. and sometimes Mr. Hughes didn't like the club.
No,
But he didn't.
We
It
did
wasn't.
not.
We weren't misbehaving. We were just having a lot of fun. But one time, I remember he sat on the bus because we just blew a game that we should have won. We blew it. We had a good year that year, but we had a lot of one. In fact, we almost
some
had
bad
that,
games, yeah.
Yeah, we had like the errors that lost us
Yep,
a lot of one-run
yep.
games. I think we were like 16-13, and then one sectional.
Mm-hmm.
But he was furious, and then he ended on the bus with, "I'm tired of hearing about the club." And we were us guys who were the club: Shane Huber,
Yeah.
us, Mark Blades, me, Rob,
Just like,
Kelly, Doug Riley.
Yep.
We had a big gigantic crew, and
Half the team.
sometimes you could get thrown out of the club
Yeah.
if you got too much playing time.
Yeah.
Like Todd Phelps was kind of in.
Yeah, he was out.
And we had a Tom Caro,
Yeah, Tommy
member of the
Caro.
club, Jimmy Berkeley, bunches of us. There was a lot of us.
Good old days.
But I won't divulge what the BBC stood for, but maybe I'll say the
We'll say
Brookville
baseball club. We can say baseball club.
Yeah,
Which
but-
one these stands for?
But Rob, I brought up in the our first episode when it was me, Wes, and Mike, we talked about some high school stuff and coaches who influenced us, and this, that, and the other. And I've had Scott Hughes reach out, who's been watching it, and Scott, not to repeat what we've already said, but Mr. Hughes, the thing about, yes, he was very knowledgeable about baseball,
Yes, he was.
especially pitching and things like the fundamentals.
It's about any sports, though, if you think about
Yes, and I said how versatile he was of
it.
all he
Basketball,
coached.
golf,
Yeah.
you name it.
But his love again, we're 18 and 17-year-old kids. We're having a good time. We're goofing off sometimes, and we're serious. But that team, Rob, we were buddies on that
We
team.
were all-
Everybody was,
Everybody got along.
yeah, it was. And when they brought up like sophomores later in the year, like David Merrill, Kevin Miller had already played, then Scott started being a starter. Scott Hughes, and he deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
David Merrill, Brian Arnett, those guys were sophomores, and they were kind of sort of taking the playing time away from some of us seniors.
Some of you good people, I was just managers.
But but I tell you what,
Oh yeah.
it was the thing I always say about that team was we really rooted for each other.
Oh, we did. You did.
And there was I don't want to bring up sadness, there was a tragedy at the end of the year. A friend of ours got killed in a car accident. And that can just put a damper at the end of your year. And if I remember though, and I don't want to get too detailed about it, but it was everybody at Brookville High School pretty much knew everybody, and whether you were super close with them or not. But I remember everybody was all for one for all. And especially, it was that way before, but I remember after that, it was like, we don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And we won sectional. We had comeback wins in every game. Poor old Jim Price, my buddy, gave up a monster home run. I mean, we're talking bombs. He always said, gee whiz, I always give up the bombs. But he hung in there, and again, we didn't have Mark. Mark had hurt his shoulder. Roger Miller was he was really MVP.
Yes.
He rose to the occasion. He was so deserving of MVP because Roger really loved baseball. But Mr. Hughes, he just loved baseball so much, and you always got to respect that. I mean,
Well, and as far as the way I look at it too, I mean, I'm no baseball player. I'm not. There ain't no doubt about it. But I was on the team. I mean,
Oh,
I was
you
quote unquote manager.
Yeah.
But I had my glove there. We were out in the outfield shagging balls, whatever. And when game time comes, if it's a varsity game and junior varsity is playing at the old behind you there, and we're at the high school, he says, "Callan, you're doing first base." So here I am coaching first base. What did you have on my helmet? Coaching first base.
Did you wear the helmet?
I had to wear the helmet.
The helmet.
I had to wear
The green helmet.
the big green helmet.
But
I remember you coaching.
But I
things.
was coaching first base. I'm like, I know nothing about coaching first base, but you always heard that sharp whistle. And I didn't have to coach. Because if you're on first base, you hear the sharp whistle come from third. You knew what Jim was saying, all right, just what you're doing. And I said, you heard him go, And that was about all I really done. Other than tell him to get back there.
If I would have went when I'm not supposed to, it would have been go.
Yeah,
Dark
back there,
room.
go.
You don't want to get sent to the dark room,
No.
Rob, but right now you're doing well. You're behaving yourself. Travis is super now. But which year hat is that? Which year is that hat?
I don't know if it's I don't think I written in there.
What?
Did you know what
He
we
has all
had?
his dates in his hats. This is the one.
They both look the same.
See, I wore my sophomore one all the time. I kept my senior one.
He always, every time he
it.
gets a new hat, he writes the date in there, like the
June.
month of the year.
I got it in June.
That
wore my
manager,
sophomore
company
hat.
manager.
In-
She-
well,
yeah, literally.
in softball,
Yep,
June
yep,
wore
yep,
my
yep.
baseball hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But did you know what we had? You weren't there, but I gotta get a picture of everybody. In fact, there's some in the archive room at Brookville High School. Do you know what we had my freshman year?
Was it the to be like this was a different B though, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it had to pretty much to be the same. It was the Pittsburgh Pirate, the
Oh,
square hats, and none of them fit.
It looked like a top hat.
Nobody's fit. It was like they were real small here, and so everybody's hat was like this, and you couldn't keep them on your head. And we would cut the back of them.
Travis, it was like a top
And
hat
Todd
with a bill
Phillips
on it.
still does this.
That's really.
And there's a couple in the archive room. I'm going to get one and bring it up here. But everybody hated those hats because as soon as you hit, I mean, your batting helmet, but if you were in the field,
If you
took
dumped
two
the ball, it was
steps.
flying. Right?
You were, and the pitchers, Tim McCool and all those guys, Steve Similar, their hats were flying off. But I know they would all remember the hats. Brad Stacy remembers the hat.
Well,
and everybody.
The other thing too, now, your senior year we won.
Yeah.
Next year would have been my senior year, and that's when we got new uniforms. We got new shirts for names on the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I got to have my number 5, Johnny Bench, and then
Yeah.
have my name on the back now. Green.
Rob, was that it?
That was it. Only a little green.
I'm so big now that thing won't fit me. Yeah, but
Well,
I still got this shirt somewhere. Well, it's upstairs.
My senior year, I remember Mr. Hughes, because some of them were still a little mismatched, but he got a couple new ones. And first I had a number 1 that could have fit my buddy John Eversole. John was this big and strong. It was like a dress. Then he gave me one of the old light green ones.
And it was so
for
small,
one
you couldn't
game,
get
and it
another
looked
leg.
like Mike Defner wore it in 1976, or Dave. And then I got my number 39, the Dave Parker
Parker
number.
one, yep.
And I didn't do it justice for Dave Parker, but
I didn't do Johnny Bench very justice. I'll tell you.
But I tell you what, guys, we had a lot of fun, and Rob wearing that hat brings back a lot of good memories. This baseball jacket, I'm going to try to put it on someday, but not tonight. I don't want to
swings.
explode. Yeah, take a couple swings. But we had a lot of
in
fun.
the field.
Yeah.
But you know what? We better jump into now. Let's get into the pros real quick. NFL playoffs, first round. Who wants to start off? Mike Huff, start us off.
Chargers. Sad.
Hard. That was sad.
Yeah. Justin
Yes,
Herbert.
it was.
Justin Herbert struggling. He's had a lot of time to. I thought going with Jim Harbaugh coming to it's not San Diego, Los Angeles was going to be his breaking out year. Well, they got to the playoffs, 12 for 34 and 4 interceptions. You can't win many playoff games.
No.
And they could not stop the Texans' running game with Joe Mixon, Rob Allen's all-time favorite Bengal.
I wish he'd have stayed a Bengal, but
Yeah.
I didn't want him to beat the Chargers. The
Yeah.
Chargers I'd adopted, even with Harbaugh, because I like Harbaugh
Yeah.
way better as a pro coach.
Yeah.
Oh, not a big fan.
Yeah.
I didn't coach in college,
Yeah.
but hey, he is what he
Yeah,
is.
he was bending over, staring at the camera most of the game there. At
And
the
when
end.
I got into the game, it was 6-0 Chargers. And I was like, okay, they missed a couple chances and maybe get
Yeah.
a touchdown, but
That big
But,
Disley,
wow.
Disley
Yeah.
drop hurt him.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
touchdown.
And then I actually went on my phone. There was a timeout. And I went on my phone, checked score. I'm like, oh, check the score.
Yeah.
And you guys weren't watching me, obviously, but I took the phone and did the drop the phone.
Well, Travis's
I was
daughter,
like, what
Gracie,
the
was
heck
watching
happened?
it at the game. Gracie was watching it. She handed me the phone, and it was 23-6. And she got some giggles out of it. And then Wes turned around. Wes was sitting in front of me. I had my Charger sweatshirt on, my jacket. He zipped my jacket up.
Oh, that one is at the jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember
Thanks,
this
I had it
stuff.
on the audio room.
No.
Oh, no, that's what the game. Yeah, he was.
I had it on the hospitality room. I had it on in there.
I think Travis snuck down here and watched something.
Yeah.
I did.
But I didn't watch any more games. But shout out to the Washington Commanders, Steven.
See
I'm
what
glad
happened?
you got to see your W last night.
Tell us all the winners.
It was Washington won.
Bills.
The Bills beat the tar out of the Broncos.
The
And
Ravens.
The
Ravens beat the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Beat the
So
guy you
much
see
for
walking down
yeah,
the road
We'll get to
that
that in
one
a
day.
second.
Mike Tomlin got beat the other
Favorite
night.
Mike Tomlin.
Philly beat Green Bay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Philly beat Green Bay.
And then big game tonight. Yes,
Rams and Vikings.
Yeah.
in Glendale, Arizona.
Got moved.
Because of the wildfires in LA.
State
It's
Farm.
supposed to be at LA. Because of the wildfires, they moved it to Glendale.
Wait a minute, were
Arizona.
they division champ, the Rams?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, would have been.
It's the most wins by a wild card team in NFL history. 14.
14.
Playing a 9-8 team or a 10-7 team.
Something like
You
that.
know, it's
Yes.
crazy. Growing up, it's funny. You got some of our listeners. Danny Dorrell, I hope you're listening.
Double D.
I'm going to give you a quiz on this. Bud Grant, the longtime coach of the Vikings, legendary coach. Coached in Canada, won 4 Grey Cups, coached 4 Super Bowls. They lost all Super Bowls. But Bud Grant was a super interesting coach, very smart, had his priorities together. I don't want to get on a big Bud Grant raid, but I always say that anybody coaches, and granted I wasn't any Bud Grant by a long shot, but you ought to watch stories about him and his philosophy on like coaching and keeping everything in perspective. He's really an interesting guy. And he was the tough guy who at 93 years
Didn't have
old
a shirt
comes
on.
out
Yeah.
on the last
T-shirt.
home game of the Vikings ever. And it's minus 10 or whatever. He's out there in
When they played at
short
University of Minnesota.
it's like,
that
this
year.
is cakewalk compared to the old days at the
Yeah.
Met. But good luck. I don't know. Vikings and Rams used to meet up a lot and stuff. That was always a
So they played already.
rival.
They played already this year, and the Rams beat them. So it should be
Yeah.
a good one.
Please be St. Louis.
And then obviously you got the #1 seeds playing, which I don't want to get saying too much about them because if I start rooting for them, it's bad karma. The Lions, #1 seed in the NFC, the Chiefs. I hope you win, Chiefs. Maybe that'll jinx them.
No, that's a big question now. Is Taylor going to come and watch him play at the Travis game?
Oh, hell, he knows all the celebrities.
I mean, that's the big thing here. You know if Taylor's going to be there or not for this game.
Ask him. Ask
Is Taylor
Kyle.
going to be
I don't know,
there?
Laney drinks.
Laney didn't tell you, huh?
Laney drinks Coors Light. I hope you like
For
that.
blue, yes.
Yeah.
When he mounts up
Mike,
blue.
and I shouldn't divulge too much information, but Mike Huff and Laney Wilson went bowling at Rushville. She had like a 200, a 180, and a
I
170.
had a
I
85.
think he had about a 95 and 2 125s. So
I think it
Laney,
was somebody looked like him.
glad to say that you're a good
You were
bowler.
bowling, weren't you?
I think she had a concert to get to.
Concert. He had to get a concert at Morristown.
But let's go ahead then. Let's go ahead. And
Love you, Laney.
it'll be on tape.
Oh.
So we're going to be official. I don't have nothing to write it down with.
Oh,
Start with Travis. Who's your Super Bowl? 2 teams, and then who's your winner? Let's just go out on.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I would go with the Bills winning.
Playing who in the NFC?
Commanders.
Commander
Yeah.
Steel.
Guys, I don't know. I think the Bills. I think the Bills are. I don't know. I like Josh Allen.
I guess the Bills aren't going to play.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be. I just like the. I think the
Kansas
Bills are
City and the
good team.
Bills
I think-
in Super Bowl.
I think the Bills are going to pull it out.
That's not how that works.
They can't do
They
that.
can't do that.
They're both in the AFC,
Let's
Rob.
say Kansas City and Bills are Super Bowl.
He's waiting for the Colts to come out on the field.
You're getting it put in the back
You're
room
almost
for
in the
that.
back room going,
This is all he's getting questions thrown at him at the last second.
I think the Bills are going to. I don't know. I like the Bills.
Well,
I don't know if I put money on it, but I like the Bills.
okay, the Bills. Who do you say?
Well,
Who's your
Bills
two
and
teams?
Lions.
Bills and Lions.
Yep.
Who's winning?
Bills are. Because they got the FFA boy as quarterback.
Okay. What about you, Mr.
Commanders, Texans. Commanders going to win it.
Texan ain't
Mike
got a
Huff
shot.
or Stephen Huff would be
He's
happy.
going to be happy.
Brandon, what about you?
He did this for his sons already. I said that.
Not doing much.
I want it to be Bills Lions. That's who I would root for.
Sure.
And I truly hate saying this. I think the Chiefs will make it.
God bless him.
Somehow they're
The
gonna
Texans will
they're
make
gonna figure out a way to get there. And then you look at, and I think another one that has they started out terrible. I think the Eagles can make it there too.
Yeah.
But they started out slow. Like I said, I want it to be Bills Lions, and I want Lions
Okay.
because just I mean their coach is really good. Nothing against the Bills coach, but Dan Campbell for the Lions I think he's probably one of the better coaches in the league.
Yeah, he's fun to
No,
listen to.
I think also somewhere around Detroit, one of the pizza guys, that the Detroit Lions win it, Monday's free pizza. But I don't know what
Where?
one it is.
Pizza
Up
Pete.
in
Pizza Pete.
Detroit.
Pizza Pete.
So one
Monday.
day at
On Monday.
Detroit's Pizza
Only
Parlor,
Monday.
if they win, you got free pizzas that next day.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's what I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Detroit. Okay, so Buffalo,
Bills, yep.
the Bills.
Bills versus the
and,
Bills.
and the Bills,
Bills
and the Commanders,
Washington football team.
and Washington football team, aka Redskins.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Commanders.
Redskins.
Joe Gibbs. And you're going to pick.
I'm going Lions. I'm going
Lions.
Lions.
And you know what? I always am the worst pick person ever.
Packers.
Do I want? I used to really root for them.
I know you did.
I don't really know why I don't.
Because it was
I
an
don't
old
have
team
nothing
and
against them.
Sorry.
Love Vince Lombardi.
Well, they're kind of out of it now, so it don't matter.
Yeah, they're gone. But
Brett Favre guy?
By far, yeah.
I like Brett Favre.
Eddie Foster.
Yeah.
Did you real quick? Oh, I better do my
Real
pick.
quick.
Do your pick first. Do your pick.
Okay, I'm gonna just, even though I do like the Bills, I'm gonna say Chiefs, Lions. I'm gonna say Lions win. Take that, Chiefs.
NFL
Have
ain't
some
gonna
hard arguments.
happen.
Julie
Travis.
Boggs, my wife, now at the time girlfriend. We got a text going over there. When the Bengals beat them in the AFC playoff, and there was that fumble that the Bengals almost got that would have ended the game.
Yeah.
It was just me and her. She was doing her scheduling, and I was in my living room at my old house. I easily had my voice at a decibel that could have been heard on Main Street, saying everything in the world. They were that close to having the ball. That game would be over, and it was still another play for them.
But
But I just remember being so happy on that.
Hey, Rob, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would Taylor be there?
Taylor.
Taylor Swift, we're the one
So
who's
you're the only one picking the Commanders to go all the way?
They don't have they have some.
They ain't got Taylor.
They don't have.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't have no cool players to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steven.
I will say their
So,
quarterback.
Steven, you
You
gonna
got
go to the
Stephen
game?
Huff.
Yeah.
Their
They
quarterback
got the
is very
numbers on
good.
the side of their helmet. That
Walmart.
is
So
old
I'm
school.
going Lions in. Lions and Chiefs. Even though I'd like to, I'd even like to throw the Vikings in there. Some, but you can't pick them
Can't
all.
pick 'em all, Rob.
No, you can't.
But
There's a lot of options, I think.
yeah.
Everybody
So-
might have a chance.
A lot of options.
So we got it on tape, and then we'll
Okay.
get Wes in here. Of course, he'll have it.
He'll
easier.
think the Bengals are gonna win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably still
Bengals.
thinks-
Hey, Wesley.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. Mike Huff
Bengals.
got
There it
this
is.
white out helmet.
The white
I
out
don't
helmet.
like the white out myself.
Oh.
That's just my opinion.
Did you ever see the one at the Pioneer that was black with the orange stripes?
Yeah.
That's all right. I like
Yeah,
that.
but you know, it is what it is. But
It is.
I'm still a fan of the
Yes.
old tradition.
Yes.
So
I thought you was gonna grab the next
I was
helmet.
gonna say I was gonna slap him.
No.
what's that next
That-
one?
that
Well,
freaking
that's
night
well,
crowd.
that season's over.
Hey, Rob, we ever gonna have a podcast on the U?
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Yeah, me and Rob got all kinds of like knowledgeable information on the U football team.
Actually, I
Over
got
the
out of
years.
sequence. We jumped to pros before college.
Oh, I just,
No,
yeah,
that
just
was me. That's
being
me.
out of line.
But before we go-
We talk college sports.
You know what? I don't know who's texting.
That's
Probably
Travis.
Wesley.
Travis did, yeah.
Um,
Texas Bengals in.
Before we go into the college, oh yeah, let's talk about the bad karma. Mike Huff.
What?
Well, I mean,
We shouldn't
Oh,
really
Jimmy.
talk about teams on the podcast because everybody we've talked about
Has lost.
has almost lost.
Yeah.
We were talking good about Mike Tomlin and
Yeah.
this. Now he may get canned.
Hey, go Commanders.
That might be Sammy Terry.
Yeah, go back here with Bill Charles. That guy used to work here.
But yeah, everybody we've talked about the Steelers
Yeah.
completely fell apart.
They did.
The Bengals went the opposite. They started winning.
Army football.
Heartbreak. Army football.
Yeah, they
got
had
beat.
one called jerseys on that one.
Indiana got beat.
I
We're gonna get to
I
that.
saw that coming though.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Hey,
Hey,
Rob's one away from the back room.
He would look. It's kind of scary back there. Travis had to see it back up like a minute.
I was back there a little bit ago. I like it back
You
there.
like it? Well,
I
we'll
do.
see what you think in the dark. Yeah. Sammy Terry comes after you. Ain't gonna like it. But hey, let's do Papa Shot.
Oh,
geez.
jeez.
Yeah.
We have
the
a winner
Handoff.
and a winner 2 times.
Chicken dinners.
That's the weird reason Brandon Cowan came up here to shoot.
Oh, he shot him in. Yeah, he hit it, didn't he?
I went 1 for 2. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry.
have to.
No, we
this-
talked about
this
that
is not
earlier at
TV
a college
now.
football game, but
You can do.
every time I say who I want to win, they usually lose. So
No.
All right, handing out colors and all.
I got Greyhound green.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
mine usually.
That's all right.
I'll do yellow.
I'll do yellow.
I'll do yellow.
You want to do Mount Carmel?
Yeah, I'll just Mount Carmel.
Here's a green one. I got another one for you.
Give me my Louisiana State.
LSU.
Here's that.
Thank you, Livy.
I hope it's for
Livy.
some other sport.
I'll
Not
say, I thought it was gonna be for the.
You want, oh, Travis, or Rob, you got another green.
We're still go Franklin County Blue.
I
want you to go to your CYO. I want to hear you get CYO shout out.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do.
Nope. Mount Carmel Vikings.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's got yellow.
Mount Carmel Vikings.
Shout out. First shout out ever.
Now, I asked that you don't
Keep
hit,
moving them back.
you don't hit the screen.
Now hold on. Now hold it. Who's going first?
Now I got
Don't
my
make it first.
disadvantage back here on my stool.
I don't know about this
You're
story.
umpire.
Mike, you going
You
first?
got a little bit of
No.
advantage. You're
Mike
umpire.
Huff is making sure, sitting up high,
So people
that
can see me.
he doesn't block the whitewater elk.
Sorry, Whitewater.
You
But,
stay away from my Greyhound. Don't you back out my Greyhound.
Who wants to start? You want
Travis.
Travis, go ahead.
Why don't
Well, you give it
Because you're the next winner.
Hold up.
Travis.
Hold up, one at a time. You might get a
You guys rebound. Get
Rob,
back.
Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, 3 second violation. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
3 seconds. Hey, blue ball.
Yeah.
With the coin.
I had to do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had to do it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
We're supposed to have shout outs every color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Go ahead. All right, this
If
guy.
I was up for it, I made it.
I can
Huh?
almost
Is that for
dump
Keller,
mine.
football coach?
I know, Ricky.
Okay.
We doing shout outs?
I know.
Last one?
Yeah, you go
Okay,
ahead.
last one only?
Yeah, that's one on.
Oh my
Wow,
god!
throw it out there.
Holy cow.
Somebody's gonna walk out tomorrow and
Jeez,
dust your
Pete.
thing. Rob,
Yes.
please look out for blue balls tomorrow.
Here's red. Closer
wow.
than usual. Travis, shout out. Your shout out. Go ahead.
You gonna shut up?
Ruby Sanger.
Hey, now you're
Who's
talking.
that?
Franklin County girls basketball.
Number
Let's get
13.
it done. Send the season strong.
I was made to wear 13 one year.
Ow!
That wasn't very strong. But yeah.
We got the auxiliary move. Hey! That might get him a Chips Ahoy.
Seriously,
Yeah, Brian.
That's some good.
Hey, that was an assist right
That's
there.
pretty good
I got
shot.
shout out to
Pretty
heaven.
good.
Who?
Heaven. Brookville Greyhounds, Jim. That is always be heaven to me.
Out of the way.
West Cox, that's heaven.
Wes Cox.
Damn, that was all.
Sorry, West Cox.
Wes Cox's dad played there.
Yes. All right, let's do it.
What shout out?
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to myself for making this.
Heck, miss.
Al Brandon, your shout
See
out.
what you get?
Oh,
See, you got in the box.
Should have been great if it went in. That'd look
Got
good.
one in the box, that count.
Did it go in the box?
It went in the box.
I
Yeah,
get
box.
cookies then.
I'm gonna go shout out to the bosses of the Franklin County Athletic Department, Dustin Riley, Brad Stacy.
So,
Yeah.
Brad Stacy won't be happy with
Nah,
that.
he'll be-
Dustin will be a little nicer. You better keep the foot.
I did make the yellow one.
All right, I usually do St. Michael Class 82 or the CYOers.
Yeah.
I was in St. Michael today, got sentimental. So I'm sticking with St. Michael.
you got just
Past, present, and
Miss
future.
Gut, Miss Women. Funny.
First win, St. Michael. 82. Todd Phillips, John Kuntz, everybody, Kelly Taylor.
The small.
The small father.
Yes.
And
Small blessing.
before we get into, let me talk about some things that's coming up.
Talk to me.
Before we get into the college playoffs. We've got, guys, a couple special episodes. Got my hat blocking my face.
Hide your phone.
The crowd will like that better.
Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
See you on that.
We got some upcoming episodes that are special episodes. Everybody's always invited, and I'll send out, but some of these we're going to have to do on a Saturday. We've been getting lots and lots of ask about this. It's the CYO episodes.
Yes.
Okay, obviously you know my history with CYO mics. Travis got to play CYO. Rob Cowan's coach, umpired, refereed.
I'm honored. Hell.
Refereed
bring
the
him
most
with
CYO games ever. Brandon worked the clock for everything.
Did. I got thrown in there when Dad was reffing them. But
Yeah, you did it for me.
I did all of them, yeah.
But we're going to be having, in February, there's going to be 3 episodes of CYO. They got titles, and I just have to name them something besides 1, 2, and 3. One is going to be the beginning, which is how it got restarted in my time, because CYO had been gone for a while. we got it started back with Mr. O'Brien and the people. That's going to cover like my 3 years. Then it's going to be episode 2, which is the middle years, which is Eddie, our big years winning the championships, Mike playing CYO2, all the guys. Matt Lake's always asking about it.
Yeah, Matt Lake.
Matt, you'll be involved in episode
Blue
2.
light, Matt Lake.
We're going to invite as many as we can, and we may even be able to accept some phone calls, and we'll give you more details on that coming up. But whether it's on the Facebook, but then episode 3, guys, is the return, and the return is when I left CYO for almost like 9 years, and then came back for another 8 of my like 17 years coaching it, and it's going to cover that, like my later years. Brady Hurl era, Kevin McCann, all the 2 great teams we had, the Seattle boys starting up the 3rd team, and all them, and names of guys who I just shouldn't just start naming names, but Scott Hurl helping me coach. It was Chris Shaw, everybody, Brandon Reeder and them even coached me, Miss Brandon. Was one of my players for 4 years. We'll try to invite as many as we can, but they're going to be 3 episodes, guys, and they're probably going to be Saturday episodes. But they could be kind of long, but we'll give everybody information and the listeners. So CYOers out there, we're doing it. Another episode that's in the works. Rob, I hope you're up for this. John Kuntz wants to do it bad. It's going to be called The Refs.
Uh-oh.
Because
We don't have phone calls.
we don't do phone calls. But what I really think, and we might mix this in with the administrators. I mean, because Brad's wanting to come on, Dustin's wanting to come on. I don't know when we're going to get Danny on. He's so busy.
Yeah,
And he's a
he's
famous celebrity.
I mean,
popping and picking
But
up.
I don't know if Denny wants to come that night, or if Denny wants to maybe come to one of our regular nights. We'll see what fits his schedule. But I want to do it about the John wants to talk about it. I think it'd be important to know
It'd be interesting. Yes.
your side of the gamut on everything. And both of you guys have ref. John Kuntz and him have ref for years.
Bring your whistle.
Bring your whistle.
I
might be calling a foul. And the administrators want to get. I talk a lot with Rodney Klein, who's the
Rodney,
athletic
thank you.
director at Lincoln High School.
I like
He's
Rodney.
actually wanted to come on here and maybe join us one day. Maybe when he's in here, I might do a segment with him because these guys are busy all the time. It's hard to just say, "Oh, could you come up on a Thursday night or a Saturday?" They don't have much free time.
No.
But we'll see what works for everybody's schedules. So that's some upcoming episodes: the CYO ones, the refs and the administrators ones. Then eventually I want to do the one that's old school, and I haven't got all the details worked out about that. Old school is going to be some guys who are from more my era,
Oh, that's old.
and that's old, and just kind of view things 80s versus now. I can't overly talk too much about the 70s. Although, and then later, as we get toward spring, we're going to have some good hot stove leagues. I want my brother-in-law, who's going to be a Hall of Fame baseball coach, Terry Turner. I want maybe get Jerry Kuntz up here. A lot of stuff. Get into the baseball.
Mm.
Todd and Larry Phillips.
This year.
Hot stove. So that's coming up more in March.
I can get Jeremy here. Don't worry.
Okay, Jeremy will be on.
He's only my boss. but
He'll
I'll
want to
do
be
it.
the CYO guy too.
He'll
probably.
probably do it all.
So we got a lot of exciting things coming up for our listeners and stuff. And I just really quickly also want to give a quick shout out before I turn it back over to the guys. We've had a lot of very nice complimentary stuff said about the podcast. Really in person, more than people reaching out.
Right.
We do have the Facebook page set up, everybody. But also, whenever Mike does something, he tags it, and it's mentioned in the mentions.
Yeah. Tag everybody,
Ron,
yeah.
Travis, Brandon. So, watch for things in the mention box. But we do have our Facebook page, and that's the thing that's most helpful about that is the recordings, the podcasts themselves will be on that. So you can go to the Facebook, the Coach's Corner Crew Facebook page, and you can watch all the episodes. That's one easy way to watch them.
Yep.
So anyway, and thanks to my daughter Shelby for helping set that up. She really jumped in and did that. And Shelby made us a nice board or nice picture thing that I keep a scrapbook of all our episodes. But it's some pictures Huffy will really appreciate. So a little bit before when the Corner Crew was getting started, and some of our stuff from the episodes. So I'm going to get a board made and display some of those pictures. But I also want to give a thank you to Daniel Ward. Daniel is I don't really know what his profession is, but he's also a digital creator. Is that what you would call it?
Yeah.
Videographer, yeah.
And he was an assistant coach on the soccer team, and his son was one of the captains, Dalton's, and he did an excellent job as keeper this year. He went overseas and played or went to some camps, but he really was a good goalkeeper and really hustled. But Dan was an assistant coach, and Dan made a little, it's kind of like a little promo spot that shows some Franklin County athletes, and it's got some music on it, and we're going to, I mentioned to you, we're going to try to fit that into our episodes. June's going to help us with that. So thanks. So we've had some people like reach out and do nice things for us and give us good compliments. So we really thank you for that. And we hope you enjoy it and keep listening, watching, and just want to be a part of it. And eventually we'll get some phone calls up where you can have maybe a phone call or two on the nights. And I think our microphone works well enough that we could actually just almost do it right off the phone.
I'd say
But I
so.
know there's more technical ways to do it. But anyway, guys, so thanks to our fans. Thanks for these guys for always spreading the word. And they know a lot of people, got good families. And when you got Sockham, North Wickham,
Yeah, got my North
on your
Wickham
side,
there.
and you got Liberty Pike, and you got Palestine,
Palestine.
and I'm a Brookville now / Connorsville.
Conite.
We got that backing in both towns.
East side.
Yeah, west side.
Me.
Oh, you're east side. East side high. Joe
East side
Clark.
high, Joe Clark.
That's right.
Here's to you.
We could almost sing that
We
song.
could.
No.
But
Travis don't like it.
Travis don't like that. Joe Calhoun, we probably won't sing tonight.
Yeah, we won't sing tonight, Joe Calhoun.
But,
I ain't like it.
Let's go. Did anybody see when we started?
No idea.
I think we started right around 5. So let's get into, since I jumped the gun.
Now, before we get into that,
Yeah.
I just thought about it. I don't want to say it too. No, it's not big or professional wrestling or whatever you want to call it. I do give it out to my boy, my oldest son, the other night. They were doing an independent league or a series of what you want to call it.
It's called a merge wrestling.
Merge Wrestling, which is an independent league wrestling league, and he does videography, and that's what made me think about it. Well, last Saturday night or a couple Saturday
It
nights
was the
ago,
night of the old American boys.
he took his first professional bump, and what that was is one of the wrestlers came out and he's shooting with his camera, and they hit him, and he went flying backwards.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, what that was.
I never understood any of that.
That was Austin taking his first quote unquote professional.
It was awesome. I was in attendance for
Did
it.
you know it was coming?
Yes.
No,
so
I did not. He didn't.
I did not know it was coming. Austin looked at me and says, "Hey, I need you to film something when he says protect your neck." I never heard the guy yell protect your neck. So they're over on they come down. Hold that. They come down this way. I'm sitting over here, the ramp or whatever, the entranceway is here, ring's here. They're on the far side, and they're sitting there watching it. And there was actually there was a video of a guy videotaping me. He gets smoked. I go, yeah, do it again. Because and everybody's like looking like this guy's awful. He's over here cheering that the cameraman got smoked. And one lady looked at me. She goes, "That was the cameraman." I said, "Yeah, it was awesome." She goes, "Why would you say that?" I said, "It's my brother." She goes, "That makes sense."
you can hear the people in the background. My mic. Somebody says, "What happened to go?" The cameraman just got smoked. Whatever.
You can hear a pin drop in that place. It was awesome.
But where was it?
It was at the Bartholomew County Fairgrounds,
That's what I thought it was.
Columbus, Indiana.
Indiana.
And I mean, that place was packed.
Hey Rob, he got the old carry out.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, what is going on? I thought he like fell on the ice.
No. He did do an Eddie V, but he got to take a professional bump.
He took that hit like a champ. And,
Yes, he did.
I mean, it was, like I said, I didn't know it was coming. It was very cool to watch. I mean, Austin's been doing it for about 8 years, helping out with that group, and he finally buckled down. I went to my first one in about 8 years. I think it was about the last one the family to go watch it, but it is.
It's not my Eddie V comment.
I know he is. We can't.
Sorry, Ed. That was a hell of a spill that day.
I mean, I know. I just got to shout that out
But see, I saw some picture, and I saw like Huffy said he thought he was like killing Winslow.
Yeah, he was getting carried out.
But I was
the
like, did he get hurt or something?
No, it's.
So like, I didn't like.
Oh, it had to hurt.
I didn't like.
He landed on a concrete floor. It had to hurt.
There was no padding or
Okay,
anything.
let me share this real quick. Best $20 I ever spent in my life.
Yes.
4.5 hours, Cincinnati Coliseum. I was a young person, 1990, working when I worked in Cincinnati at the Federal Home Loan Bank. Me, I think my friend Doug Luby, Terry Gray, guys I worked with, and I hate to say it because he passed away, softball buddy of mine, worked with him, Steve Elmlinger. We went to a WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, the main event in Cincinnati. And to see that, and that crowd was packed, and a little bit how they wanted you to react, like they would get on and say, now we need you to get riled up, and they'd have the camera going around. But you didn't really need to, because once the matches started, it was awesome. I mean, we cheered for 4.5 hours. We were high-fiving the crowd around. It was a lot of off-color things said too. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, it's very.
But Roddy Piper came flying out of the ring.
Oh,
He didn't even have Piper's Pit anymore.
Oh.
He flew on this guy. I mean, the Bushwhackers were there. Demolition. I think B. Brian Blair. Was doing that. Steve Lombardi.
Yes.
Or whoever he was. Barry Horowitz.
Yes.
Barry Horowitz.
Yes.
And guys, the old
Jim
era.
Brunzell.
Everybody who grows up in your era
Yeah.
loves your era, and Sean Short could be our. We could just set Sean here in the middle,
Well, Austin
let him
sit right
wear
there with
some
him.
boot or belt,
Yeah,
and
my
him and
God.
Austin could run a whole
Austin's
episode.
right. Well, and
But we'd have to keep it PG, Sean. We gotta keep it PG, Sean.
He knows he
I
can't
with
keep
Austin.
PG.
Yeah.
I do know it's nothing set in stone, but we are looking into having a wrestling type thing, maybe at fairgrounds. We're trying. Austin's looking in and trying to get things. So I think something like that's going to be interesting.
They used to do that stuff.
Well, he tried it during the COVID.
He tried it.
Austin.
We got it.
Yeah, he had something good going, and I was a big sponsor
Wait a
for
minute.
that.
I heard that there's going to be a cage event if they do that. And they're bringing out one Brookville or Franklin County alumni wrestler. And his name is like Super Grappler or something like that. He don't really have a name. He's going to wear a mask.
Don't wear a mask.
It could be
Don't do
Travis. I heard it's Travis. Like Super Grappler, the Luchadors.
Yeah.
Beard coming out of his
Travis, if it's you, we won't tell. It's going to be like a big star on his head.
Yeah, somebody crawling in the ring, and then Travis comes out. Yeah.
So,
You and Doug Dieters are going to go at it.
whoa, it could be a match.
That'd be
Travis, if
I
it's
get my
you,
butt kicked.
we won't tell it then.
No, we won't.
He's going to be the man in blue.
Promise.
Blue man, as my
Promise.
daughters would say.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
thanks for
makes
bringing
sense.
that up, because I didn't know what
said,
that.
It was awesome.
He took a heck of a bump, and I mean,
You and him would be
I'm very
a good
proud of
tag
him.
team.
Yeah.
He'd be like the evil manager.
oh yeah,
And you would be
He'd be the ref calling 3 seconds out there.
well, that's it.
3 seconds, you got the whole two Hogan head. But a lot of fun wrestling can be. I'm not up on
I'm
any
sorry, I
of your
got
stuff,
you.
but
Yes.
I mean, I sure did have a lot of fun, and I remember wanting to tape that main event when it came on, and it was on in like different segments.
Yeah,
Just
they
see how it
yes,
worked.
yeah.
And Hulk Hogan was there; they were all there. But a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I guess we better get into college now.
Yeah.
It's down to 2. Right there's one of them. Mike Huff, fill us in on the whole
Must I
session. Yes, just an overview of all of it.
review the whole
Well, just
process.
quickly here and
The
there.
last 2
You
games.
guys can talk about your favorite
Well,
teams.
I'll talk about the last 2 games. It was Texas
Oh,
and Notre Dame,
They go hooked.
or Ohio State. Texas and Ohio State, and Ohio State's players are a lot more athletic than Texas. I think the Texas quarterback. I think they should have used Arch Manning
And Arch should have done more
to
just that
run
one
a
play.
few more plays.
Yeah, the one play.
But the Texas line could not stop Ohio State's defense, and they blitzed constantly. And I thought they got down to the goal line and would score to tie it, but no.
They did. run
Sawyer came around, tackled, fumbled, ran it back 83 yards for a touchdown.
He's wearing
So-
old Laurinaitis'
And,
number.
and everybody's got the
Speaking
big,
of
yeah, the
wrestling.
best linebackers usually get 33 at Ohio State. And then we had Penn State and Notre Dame, and used to be a Penn State guy. My sister is, she still is, likes them, but Notre Dame came out, and I think their defense wore Penn State out. It was close for a little bit, but I don't know. I think it might have been divine intervention, some say, but it's what it is, and it's Ohio State and Notre Dame, and I'm not going to pick a winner of that one because
Oh, you're going to ruin my question. I was going to
I'll
ask you to
pick a
pick a
winner.
winner.
You-
I ain't going to pick
We'll
one.
do that at the end of it. But
Okay, anybody else got anything to say?
you got to pick 2 teams?
No,
Travis will be committal.
Yeah.
The second team.
Yeah.
Here's what I got to say
I
quickly
told-
about Notre
I-
Dame
go ahead.
Penn State game. And I'm like Mike, I used to be a tremendous, I don't want to say, well, we just won't go into I just don't root for them like I used to.
Yeah.
But I love Notre Dame too. But I was very critical on our last episode about Indiana and Notre Dame playing each other. I didn't
Yeah,
think
should
they
never
should have to
happen.
play each other in the
No.
beginning. I thought that was a look. It's the only thing I'm a conspiracy guy on is college football, and I've always been that
Well, they
way.
did it for a reason.
But I'm like, you're not.
money.
I didn't want one of my teams knocked out against
Yeah.
each other. If they would have played in the semifinal, game on.
Yeah.
If they would have played in the final, game on. Can't lose.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm always going to say Indiana belonged there.
What about
They did.
What about the buys too?
Oh, well, great
Yeah.
thing.
Question.
They
Yeah.
needs to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
reevaluated.
Yeah.
And we like teams like Boise State and
Arizona State.
and Arizona State
Yeah.
played a great
Yeah.
game.
Oh, man,
But
yeah.
that needs to be. I love small conference stuff. Horizon League, this anything, MAC, blah blah blah, it don't matter. But in the college football playoff, they don't need to be having buys.
No,
That goes
and-
That's what
against.
your confidence is
and-
for anyway.
If
Yeah.
a pure football guy knows, and I know you don't follow, 1AA football, been doing 16-team playoff as long as I've been alive. They've never had a problem with it. They take so many conference winners. They take like the best. After that, they take the best scheduled teams with who they beat. 16 great teams. They play them off, and then they have a championship. Nobody gets the bye, and they've never had trouble with it.
Well, again, the buys should be out.
Out, yeah.
But
Yeah, so
but
if they, go ahead.
I don't
That's what
know.
happened.
Yeah.
But I do think they got to reseed them. They're a
Yes.
conference champion. No offense from the Mountain West or wherever.
Yeah, they're not going
Should
to.
not get precedence just because they're that conference
No,
champion.
no,
And that's
gotta
backward
be.
of what I would
Yeah.
usually say. But I believe in
Arizona
this time.
State about said different though. They about beat
Yeah.
Texas, but
Yeah.
you know that was the only one though.
That was a great game, too.
That was a good game.
Very
Yeah.
good game.
But we got to say, this is still better than what used to be when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
You just
We
have,
didn't have a chance.
Somebody's voting, God knows where he's at. Oh, I
Yeah.
like so-and-so.
And that's
How
why
about Georgia Tech?
whenever I'm bitter about
Yeah.
old days of Penn State, when I've heard said this before, especially 92
People right there, too.
or whatever, when Kajana Carter to Kerry Collins, they didn't even get to share
No,
the national
no,
title.
they didn't win.
And
lose
then the
game.
next year, Michigan gets to share.
Yeah.
I mean, Penn State had 4 undefeated, untied teams that never even got a share of the national championship.
I don't think
And it was
I never did like
the
that.
biggest bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame has gotten some benefits on certain years, but there was times where the Florida State year, was breaking the mold.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami year wasn't. Miami
Yeah.
beat them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Notre Dame didn't win it over Miami. Then Notre Dame beats Florida State. Florida State loses, and Florida State will get it with not allowed to play each other again. There's always been inconsistency.
It is with that.
Like
Yes.
even the year BYU won, we always are glad BYU won.
1984.
But that was a complete
Yeah.
paradox of anything. And you used to always say that if Michigan was in a chance, they were going to get a chance to win it. If it's Texas or Oklahoma or Miami in the day or Florida State and other teams that I'm forgetting, Florida, lots of teams. But you could always pick your national champion out of essentially 10 teams.
10 teams, just
Yeah,
still can't.
that's it. And it's still a little bit that way. But the playoff does give
It
teams
does. It is
their
good.
chance.
You gotta see people.
But I still think it needs a
I
lot
would
of
say
work.
the college football playoff committee needs some. They got to do some work. I mean,
It's first year.
it's the
so,
first
yeah.
year. Like you said, I'm not a big bye guy. I would rather see 16 teams,
They don't
no
have
buys.
to, yeah.
If you're a conference champion, great, you get home field
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
But like you said, they went from 4 to 12. They're working on a lot of stuff. I hope it's gonna get better. I truly do.
Yeah, it will.
But then here's what I don't get is like, let's say Boise State doesn't win their conference championship. Do they put them in that first round or not? You don't know. Teams like Indiana or Penn State, yeah, you're that high caliber team. You don't win your championship, so you don't get the bye. But then you're not the higher seed, so now you don't get home field advantage.
Right.
You're getting two basically. It's like you'd rather win it to get the bye, but then you'll get home field advantage. It's very rough.
But can I tell you something?
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell me
always.
anything you want.
Indiana's only 2 losses.
Oh yeah,
Two
we
of the teams
know.
that are in a national championship.
Ohio State and the Notre Dame.
What?
That's
what
that's
I'm
kind of a
saying.
good point.
Oh, I know. Also, should we throw
I'm gonna
Michigan?
tell you.
Let's go Michigan and NIU. Let's go with that one.
Michigan always wants to.
Let's go Michigan and NIU.
Hey,
Let's
just
go
for
with
that,
that.
Micah.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh.
Do you?
Travis.
There it is, folks. Above Travis.
My shoulder's been burning.
Over there. That's Harry Gonzo, folks.
Yeah,
the old quarterback.
quarterback.
Travis moved that. There he is.
There he
the
is.
old quarterback. Dan Dockage, that's for you.
He's still on the committee.
He's on the committee. That is the old quarterback
Yeah.
who said, Micah, red 22, red 54, Mike and Nick. So he wrote a story before.
Yeah, that was
But-
Indiana's only ever trip to the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
Like 80 years ago.
And we
Got beat by
settled
O.J.
these-
Simpson.
Yeah, it didn't go so well. Oh, but we already talked about that.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
Harry
won't
go there,
Gonzo.
Ramon,
I
say
put
that.
that up for
Don't
Micah.
go there then.
I'm not going there.
But
Yeah.
here's what I'll say about
Go there
Notre
myself.
Dame real quick. Notre Dame's depth has saved them because of the injuries they've had.
Yes.
And on the offensive line, for those backup guys to come in and play that well, and the defensive guys, and that number 4, what's his name?
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart, man.
Big.
And I love number 20,
Love.
the little guy, the Rudy guy,
Yeah.
number 20, the little freshman. What's his name? Williams or what's his name? 20. I can't think of his name. Back in the day, I could have named them all, but I like how Notre Dame has done that because of their depth. That shows they're a good team. But
You got Jack Kaiser. That's like a
he's a
senior.
scrapper too.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me more of when guys were really invested in Notre Dame,
Yeah,
and that was gone for a long time.
Yeah.
It was we played for Notre Dame.
Yeah, him and that
Big
kid
deal.
from Andre.
But now these guys, you
Bowen.
can tell they're about Notre Dame.
They bought into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before we pick our winner, got anything more to say about the playoff? Oh, tell us about the AA playoff. Let's give them the props. Who won?
Is that Redstone?
I'm only allowed to say this one time. I usually get banished. Rob don't like this.
No, don't mind it.
North Dakota State won their, I believe it's like 9th or 10th national championship,
Which I didn't even see.
and they beat Montana State, the Bobcats, Bozeman, Montana.
Now, once again, the floor is open for discussion about North Dakota State.
We got a guy that works here that loves them, and it's because of me. So,
And that's more than we said last time.
yeah.
Last time we went 1,001, 1,002.
Yeah.
That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
I thought.
Oh, no.
So,
But hey.
one AA football, and the only one follows it.
And they did always have their playoff in the right order.
Was it their quarterback for North Dakota State that was like talking about the South Dakota State game? It's like I don't know what his name was, but his post-game interview on the field was hilarious.
Yes, yeah.
I was rolling in
they-
this game.
There's not a better rivalry, I think, in a lot of sports than South Dakota State, North Dakota State, and football. The Jackrabbits.
The Jackrabbits.
The
Jackrabbits.
The Rabbit
Yeah.
Jacks, I call them
Yeah,
one
the
time.
Yeah. You would go to the back room.
I was in the back room.
Back room.
All right,
Our
winner.
boss.
The championship game is a week from tonight, right?
Yeah.
And
Good
so
day. That's a great
That will be Rod Allen's
great day.
birthday next
Oh,
Monday.
happy birthday
Yeah.
coming up.
Yep.
You'll go to El Reparo.
Podcast at El Reparo.
Yeah, where are we going?
Contest?
Where are we going for your birthday?
I don't know.
What are you, 57? Gonna be 57?
Yes.
Look at that. I know my dad's birthday. How old he
He's
is?
trying to join me, the man from Randolph Southern.
That's right. Well, I outdid my brother, so I'm doing pretty well.
He is a good one.
Don't bring that up.
Do you know I always wanted to, told him I wanted to start soccer at Randolph Southern.
He would have been more than happy. He would have done it. He would have done it, buddy.
Yeah.
Would have been back
He
He
would
would
have
have done it.
Who's gonna, okay, Travis, your winner. Here we go, the winners.
I'm going to Ohio State.
Travis, that's a good way to get in the back room.
Well,
That's okay.
I'm going to the back
He's
room
being
with you.
truthful, he's
I
being
should have been
truthful.
back here, I guess, anyway. So.
Go ahead.
I picked them all this year, and every time every time I root against them, they win. So, Reese, this for you, Notre Dame.
Eastside Grade School.
Eastside
He's one of those guys that would get introduced as a linebacker and say, so I
say
can
like-
see why we had 4 years at
I
Mike
hate.
Huff.
Mike Hubbard.
St. Michael's. Big
Yeah,
fan.
Michael.
Go Trojans.
Hey,
What's Pop Sign?
all I got to say is I'm going to the back room with Travis. I'm going with
All
my
right,
guys.
okay.
The Ohio State.
I am too.
All right.
Oh, I got a little bit here. Hear me out
Too
here.
much.
First
Too
off,
much.
you talked about the injuries. Lawrenceburg player Ashton Craig was starting center
Eastside
from
Grade
Notre Dame. Got hurt in the Purdue game. I didn't play football. I was a manager.
What's that?
Spartanburg
I
Grade
know
School.
These guys.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So I was in high school on the football team as a manager. Ashton Craig, we played against him at Lawrenceburg.
Show him everything in there.
Really good guy, really good player. He got hurt, like I said. Wanted to see Notre Dame win for him, but at the end of the day, just like I said, I don't know. I think Ryan Day has to win this game to save his job. He's come in every year. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat Michigan. I'm gonna win the Big Ten, and I'm gonna win the national
We
championship.
just need a winner.
He's 0 for 2 right now. Can you just let me get there?
No.
There's a lot of thought that goes into my head
That's
here.
too much.
I thought you were already there, but okay.
I'm there. I'm right there now.
Okay.
So, for that instance, I think Ohio State wins because Ryan Day will save his job. So, again, Marissa Wilhelm Mears, your Buckeyes are going to win it all, and we're going to celebrate at school on Tuesday.
He's a heck of a golfer. Ohio
Play
State.
golf there.
Play golf there,
Sorry,
that's right.
the Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's a get the.
Wow.
You gotta get the.
Did you guys see when the old traditional sousaphone or whatever it is, the big
Sousaphone.
tuba guy did?
Oh,
Doug Kuntz don't like that one bit.
I do.
All right, my thing then, real quick.
if you don't like that.
The game needs to, for me to pick my thing,
Chill.
and this is a long shot. It's like saying the sky needs to be clear for the sun to come out. No kickoff returns for touchdowns, no interceptions for touchdowns, no fumble recoveries, because Ohio State
Oh, they'll
is
do
a
that.
momentum team, and they'll run you to pieces
Mm-hmm.
if you give them the momentum.
You give him a mistake, it's going.
I'm just going out there. I'm going with my old team. Oh, I was going to try to get my starter jacket, but I couldn't find it. I'm going Notre Dame with a score, an odd score. I'm going Notre Dame like 19-17 to win. Some extra point or 2-point conversion.
What about your Notre Dame helmet light?
I know, I was going to try to get
You
it
should
in
have got
here.
that out.
If they win, it's going to be right in the middle. So I'm going Notre Dame. It's all Ohio State and one Notre Dame, isn't it? But I get your reasons. There's a little bit of method
Yeah, I
to
just don't want
those
to mad
picks.
at me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go Notre Dame and the Spirit. And you know, another, you guys tell me what's in favor of, this is an odd trivia question, bear with me. What's in Notre Dame's favor? It's a
Divine
tradition.
intervention.
A big tradition.
The big guy upstairs.
Well, besides Lord.
Touchdown Jesus.
Well, that too. They're not playing at Notre Dame.
No, I know. Touchdown Jesus is
All
going to
right.
over them.
This is a true history.
The gold flakes, they don't put it anymore.
They still do that. I think.
still
I
do
think
that.
they don't do it. They talked about that the other time.
Gosh,
Yeah, they do that.
I thought they still
They
did.
said they didn't do it the other
Well,
time.
anyway,
Podcast.
the tradition,
Their tradition, yeah.
New Rockney.
play like champions.
Frank Leahy.
The Four Horsemen.
Frank Leahy. Ara Parsegian. Dan Devine. Lou Holtz. What do they all have in common?
Lou Holtz is a
Good
cheater.
coaches.
Yep. Third year of the team, win the national championship. And
Marcus
it's our
Freeman.
coach, is Marcus Freeman's third year.
And
I'm going with the voodoo.
And where the
I'm
guy
going
come-
with the thing.
And what was one of the teams the guy coached at?
UC
What another one?
and the Bengals.
What another one?
Miami.
Go Purdue.
Oh, he was at Purdue.
Yeah, buddy.
Boy, how about him coming back as head coach
Oh, that's
instead of
great.
Denny Dorrell?
Oh no, Denny's got to be the man.
This new guy's going to be all right.
And
There.
Denny's got to be.
Hey Rob, why don't you tell everybody your most hated thing during a football game? It's a certain kind of player doing a certain kind of thing.
Are you talking about the delayed handoffs?
No, the kicker missing an extra point.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Well, in the old days of Notre Dame, with the exception of Reggie Ho, Notre Dame couldn't kick ever. Now this guy's came back, but I get extremely mad. That's like me. Ask Julie, what happens when I see somebody foul a 3-point shooter?
Oh, it's just like that. I did
go
once.
berserk.
Oh, like when I see somebody in 3 seconds in the lane.
I'm happy with that. But when I see a 3-point shooter fouled,
Oh, it's
anybody ever remember the
I did
Texas,
it a couple times.
the Texas
It was pure.
Butler game where Shelvin Mack fouls the guy at half court on the sideline, and I'm like, how could anybody that smart have done that? Okay, the guy shoots a free throw. Then it goes, Shelvin Mack, smart guy, great player. Then the single goofiest, I almost thought it was rigged. Matt Howard rebounding, the Texas guy shooting the free throw misses. Matt Howard takes 2 steps. He's got 90 feet and throws a ball. The guy fouls him. Foul. He nails the free throws. Butler wins the game. The 2 single dumbest fouls in the history of college basketball in a matter of a minute.
Yeah.
I almost said, is this rigged?
Yeah, I don't like the 3. Yeah, I'm like that now.
But
That
fouling jump shooters is when I coached, is a cardinal sin, but people don't worry about it no more.
No.
And Julie's like, look, they fouled him. And I'm like, look at the coaches, they don't care.
I remember the days I
They
did
don't
that.
care. They're like, oh, it's part of the game. Foul the jump shooter.
No.
I'm glad you didn't play for me, foul
Yeah.
jump shooter.
Pass
I would have been
that
upset.
That's
Oh,
something
what's,
else for him. That's all. That's all my gifts.
oh my gosh. That's
That's beyond
That's
all.
one of kind.
I'm
it's
getting
blue.
very close to the screen.
One of the only
Rob
kind.
Allen went all out.
Yeah, it's our team color.
Coach's corner crew. Can we get some more of them made?
No, because with the paint butt cutting that stuff out.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did that.
This guy's got talent.
Robin is cricket.
He made some BHS sweatshirts.
I can do the names, but
Yeah, he made me a BHS sweatshirt.
Oh, that's
too.
getting on the honor.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's right there with the baseball.
the balls are a little bit too
Monroe
much.
Central out though.
That ball's
Kept that in
sentimental.
his eye.
We got. That's got to stay with you.
Monty is supposed to get.
Make sure that stays in an archive.
Yeah.
I just wish we could read them, but that is awesome.
Upset me.
Guys, I think we've hit our limit.
See you
Time?
We've hit it.
Real
Nice.
quick.
Yeah.
I went to the back room.
Love you, Eddie
I was in the
V.
back room.
Uh-oh. Eddie V.
Eddie V did text me yesterday morning about good luck on the game.
Hey, yo.
I think Purdue is getting to that point where they're finally getting hot again.
See, I'd be nice. I didn't say nothing about how they got the butt beat last night.
14-3 Purdue is. They just moved up to number 17 in the AP poll.
Sorry, V.
They hit 8 threes in the first half and 11 in the second half. They made 19
Didn't
three-pointers.
even talk about basketball.
And like, crazy enough, I mean, no matter who you are, but if you're going to make 19 threes in a game, you're probably going to win it.
Yeah.
Keisei Tominaga from Nebraska for the last 2 or 3 years
Yes.
somehow
That's something
comes out
that is-
and beats Purdue, beats IU. That kid couldn't miss a shot in that headband.
He was awesome.
He was very good player.
Headbands, visors, cowboy hats.
He
go
was-
watch
yeah,
it.
Cowboy he was.
Yeah.
But again, all of the Eddie V for everything he does for us. But it was a good to see Purdue finally pull one over Nebraska about Keisei Tominaga somehow being the cardiac Kemba out here making shots to take the win.
I tell you what, Eddie V, he had a team that was fun to root for there a little bit with
He
those
had, a
guys.
question, he had a question.
But you know what?
What was
IU.
it? You forget it, didn't
Rob, he had a question
Oh, who did?
tonight.
Oh, we go for it. Got a question.
No, I don't. I got to show it to you first to make sure it's good for our show.
you? Oh, it's always good.
Q&A?
It's,
here.
it's the gray, top gray, Ed B. There's your question.
Do we need to? I don't need to read this aloud.
You don't read it out. Just if you think it's good enough, that one, next one. Yep.
Not the top, the first one there.
What's Eddie V? Love you, Ed.
Mrs. Otto.
IGA Brookville.
That too, but that's his question for the night. If you want to ask
Just
it.
for us BHS grads, Mrs. Otto had said here.
Yeah.
Yes, she passed.
She was our home ec teacher.
But his question
She
is
was awesome.
the
Yeah,
one
which-
before
I'm just
that. Okay.
Athletic wise, didn't
Yeah.
we cover that?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was he one of them?
It's a good question. I just don't know.
You don't ask good questions.
It's we can say it. It's not.
Okay, it says,
controversial.
Ed, this from Ed.
It's not nothing bad.
Which athlete out of Franklin County High School achieved the most outside of high school athletic-wise?
Athletic wise, because we've had a lot of great alumni do a lot of great things.
I'll say
You had
Go ahead with it, because I'll
the first
think
one that comes to
football.
mind is football. You know, you got Doug Dudley played in the
Dog
NFL.
played NFL quite a few.
Alex Smith, he made it to the NFL at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two that just come off the top of my head. My age wise, I mean, football wise, we had a bunch of guys that went and played at
played small schools.
UND.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of UND kids, some Mount St. Joe.
Yeah.
No one really D1 at them.
No,
My-
BJ Scott
BJ
played
Scott.
at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I would say around my time, not a lot of people went out. I mean, JD Stokes right now is at Bluffton University playing basketball. I'm trying to think.
It's not an easy question.
We have some
Yeah.
collegiate softball players
Mary's
here and
pretty good
there.
in Ohio State when she's golfing too. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
Mary's,
else?
I mean, she played Ohio State golf
she-
really
she's
good.
conference in number 2, so
Even like Mark Foster had a heck of a career at Marion. We've spoke about it, and yes, they're a smaller thing, but he was on like a team that was one of the
good.
best teams in the,
Yeah.
and he was a great golfer there. Obviously, the ladies who've played in the college level, Miranda or lots of others,
Neo.
There's a lot.
Marissa and them. I mean, they achieved well. I guess it's hard to argue when a guy has played multiple years on a pro level. Like, I'll just throw a little BHS at you. You know, David Lanning, my baseball coach, was about ready to be the Dodgers third baseman. He done very well. Chris Wilson, not Chris. Maybe, I forget which Wilson brother it was. They had played in the ABA.
Yeah.
In the American Basketball Association from Brookville. We had guys that played it, a lot of very renowned athletes. But that's always just going to be a debatable.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But it's a good question.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to ask
It's
it or
not
not. Yeah.
controversial
Yeah.
because we're not putting one above the other.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Did that give you his?
Yeah, did he
No,
get
he
his
didn't
head?
give
No.
me- no, he
I
didn't
think
give
I
me
think
his.
when you look at that question from Eddie V, I don't think you could pick one, but on so many different levels of sports, we've had a lot of standout athletes that went college and hopefully and some few pro. I think you can go multiple ways with it because there was a bunch. I mean, like right now we have Carter Dozier, the junior, is getting already D1 offers from MAC schools, and bigger schools are looking at him too. I mean, I think as long as everything heals up with his elbow, I think he could go. I mean, I think he can get some more, like possibly like a Purdue offer. You know, I mean, it's still D1. You're in the Big Ten. I mean, but I think like with him, you know, and then like I mean, we just had Nicole Mears last year. She went and played D3 ball at Transylvania. Last year we also had some softball girls that went on and played.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
Macy Lake's over in like Illinois, I think, or something.
Stan's going to Illinois, right?
Brooke Stang's going to go to Illinois next year to be a softball player.
Why not?
Furman, they're both at Spalding University. I think you've got a lot of variation across the board of very talented athletes that I went and played. One of my close buddies, Jacob Schatzel, he went to Purdue Fort Wayne and was running track there. Not doing it anymore, but you know he was a state qualifier.
Yep.
Two times state qualifier. But like I said, you can look at every.
Got your rowers too.
Some boy golfers I think have went and played collegiate. There's been girls golfers that have played collegiately. I think everybody sees us as we're not a big powerhouse, but I think we still have athletes that can go on to that next level and be competitive and be productive at that next level. And I think they're still getting started. I think there's a lot of talent left in that school and coming up here, and we can keep talking about these kids for years.
Yeah.
It's good topics. I tell you what, though, I know we try to cover. We haven't been able to do it much. We're just still in the early stages of our show, but I'm always proud that my daughters went to Franklin County High School, and Oldenburg High School or wherever you went. But I'm proud that we send a lot of darn good kids out who do good things, whether it's in sports or not. And there's a good group.
no.
Kyle Seibert, he's my grade. He's like the president of the student body or something like that at Indiana University right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
president,
Yeah.
like he is big time up there. I mean, he was our
Well,
student council president and stuff. Great kid, very smart.
Yeah.
Bruns girl, she was one of the presidents of the paint crew.
Yeah, Jenna Bruns is one of the board members for the paint crew at Mackey
Oh,
Arena.
is she right?
Yeah,
Yes, she
yeah.
was. Yes, she
You can
is.
find her on the front row
Okay.
at Mackey
Yeah.
Arena games
Know
on the
that.
TV. Seen her a few times on there, but
Boiler up.
I think athletically and academically, we've had a lot of very good, talented kids.
Yeah.
Working with the kids. I mean, I'm a proud SCHL alumni,
Mhm.
and now I'm working there, and we got a lot of good kids there. So.
Let's see. I'm going to go here.
Right.
FCHS, obviously. BHS.
That's right. Go Graham.
Half and half.
Franklin County. Almost Baden. But he came over. Good old
Thanks,
FCHS and BHS right here.
Greyhound
So-
forever, Wildcat never.
Oh, gosh, boy, that was controversial.
And you can say it again about Mrs. Otto. Mrs. Otto.
Mrs. Otto.
At 95. She was 95.
She was 95. Now, I had Mrs. Otto
Yeah.
for foods
Yeah.
my senior year, and I loved her.
Yeah.
But my friend Scott Lee, who passed away, for all of our listeners from our era knew Scott, he was a piece of work. He would yell in her class loud enough so I could hear him in typing room. And she would just be like, now you stop doing that, young
I knew
man.
that.
But she was an awesome lady. I guess that's it for tonight. You got anything else you need to, these guys need to head back
Gyrate out.
Gyrate.
to Gyrate. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get the screen off or not tonight. But
Call it Jimmy.
I want to thank
Got you.
I want to thank these guys for driving up tonight. Huffy been there. Wes, we missed you.
Yes.
Wes, Buff was in the high seat up by the Wildcat up there.
Thank you for letting me bring my
Oh.
stool, Rob.
A little, yeah, he's
Go
on
back
the
seat.
stool. He's
Back
kind of
seat.
high
Thanks,
seat.
Joe Cook.
But here, upcoming schedule. Probably get this out. June will work on it. We'll get this out probably in the midnight hour
Friday,
again.
midnight.
Friday. We hope to film another one, maybe on the 27th, in 2 weeks, and then we kind of have a little bit, maybe of a 3-week break or something. But hey, we kind of go because we all got jobs. We all got stuff we got to do. But we're sure glad. We hope you tuned in and listen or enjoy it again tonight. Thanks for driving up, fellas. And
Yeah, stay tuned for farming and gardening season for
Yeah.
me and Travis Singer coming in.
Travis's
April and May.
busy time is
Yeah,
coming.
it snows great.
Rob Cowan, Brandon doing all his
That'll
work,
be golf time for me.
and I'll be probably doing nothing like I usually do. So.
Typical Rob.
All right. Hey, that's it, folks. Thanks for being. We're not singing tonight. Sorry, Joe Calhoun. But until next time, good luck, Notre Dame or Ohio State or Washington
Ohio
Commanders
State.
or
Buffalo
Buffalo Bills. Good luck, everybody.
Go Jackrabbits.
And we'll catch you next time on the Coach's Corner Crew. Thanks, everybody.
From Norfolk.
Welcome.
We're history.
Welcome.
We're history. I'm going to try to
Don't
shut
dance,
it off.
Travis, like last time.
But, Brandon, am I going to do it right?
Yeah, so you just want to hit that button there. Hit the
That's
right
for Wes.
where the time's at.